So first, let's chat about the Emerald Awards. So they did begin in 1992. So we are actually about to kick off the nominations for the 31st annual Emerald Awards on November the 1st. During our time of running the program, we've recognized over 350 recipients and 900 finalists from all corners of the province for their environmental leadership and achievement. It is a program that is unique to Alberta. There is no other awards program of its kind in Canada, in that we recognize excellence across all sectors. It's also regarded as the most prestigious environmental award in our province. In honor for the 30th annual Emerald Awards, we did refresh our categories, and we did that through the support of a community consultation. We just realized that there was an opportunity for the categories to reflect current environmental priorities and to better serve our community. And so now the categories are broken down into two sections. We have legacy categories, which recognize excellence within a sector, typically for a longer period of time and a full body of work. And then we also have project/initiative categories, which are open to anyone from any sector to participate in, and they highlight environmental priorities. And there are two categories that we really encourage the teaching community to consider. One is education. So if your school has a long-term environmental program or is doing amazing work in that area, that would be a good one to consider. And there's also a youth category. So if there's students in your classroom that are leading the way in their communities or even at your school, they might consider nominating for a youth category Emerald Award. And there's a few reasons that you might want to consider. So along with the refresh of the categories, we did actually refresh the award itself. There's a bit of a typo on our screen here. It's actually a $2,000 grant. So in place of a trophy, we provide a $2,000 grant to support the continuation of your award-winning work. We also provide profile for our recipients through our Sharing Stories content, which we'll talk about in a moment. And as well, all recipients and finalists receive an Emerald Award certificate and a logo to share their achievement with their community. And there's so much more. Participating in the actual event, this year we're hoping to have a hybrid event at the Calgary Public Library, so long as restrictions continue to lift. So I'm going to turn it over to Sabrina, who's going to share a little bit about our Sharing Stories communication strategy.
All right, so I'll chat a little bit about the Sharing Stories content. So all of these feature our Emerald Award recipients. The first is the Emerald documentary series. So this features our Emerald Award recipients in their own Emerald documentary short, which ranges from about 6 to 10 minutes. And it goes over the work that won them their Emerald Award and chats a bit about that. So the next thing we have is the What on Earth Can We Do podcast. So this also features the Emerald Award recipients, but is a little bit more of a twist on not necessarily just talking about their Emerald Award winning work, but what we as individuals can do to be better environmental stewards and to take action against climate change. And then finally, we have the Emerald Speaker Series. So this is our version of TED Talks. So here the Emerald Award recipients chat about an environmental concept or topic that is important to them, that also shows us how we can be better environmental stewards. So all of this content is free for you to share and use. And through this content, we create role models, share best practices, contribute positively to the conversation, and inspire others, as I said, to become better environmental stewards in their own lives. And all of this content is being used in classrooms around the province to provide local examples here in Alberta of environmental leadership in high quality and engaging ways. As I said, it's free and accessible on our website. And the third season of all of these, as Gregory has mentioned, are in the works or already planned. So the Emerald documentary series will be launching January 22nd at the Calgary Public Library. And then What on Earth Can We Do? The third season has already launched, new episodes coming out every second Thursday. So next week there will be an episode coming out. And the Emerald Speaker Series is in the works of being planned. So keep your eyes out on social media for all of those.
Thanks, Bree. And before I get too far ahead, as we're still on the theme of the Emerald Awards and the stories that we create around them, I should note that the Emerald Awards the nominations are open November the 1st. They're available on our website and they are closing on February 11th, 2022. All of the nominations are reviewed by a third-party panel of judges, and who are tasked with selecting the shortlist and the recipients. And the recipients will be presented as well in Calgary at the Calgary Public Library. We're actually going to be doing a lot down there this year. Again, permitting that restrictions are lifted. The Emerald Awards will be presented on June 1st, 2022. So let's dive into youth grants, which is one of the reasons that I'm sure most of you are here. It is tied to our Sharing Stories content. So the Emerald Youth Grants program, what we do is we provide micro grants of $750 to support youth-led and youth-targeted environmental projects from across Alberta. And we do this through the generous support of our sponsor, Syncrude Canada Limited. We hope that the process to apply is fairly easy, but there is a bit of work that needs to be done within the classroom that has to do with the Sharing Stories content. So the first thing that we ask for you to do is to engage with our content. So that's watching videos or listening to the podcast. And we've created study guides for each of our recipients that you can enter into a good conversation with your students, be them in your classroom or an environmental group that you've started. The next step is to pitch your idea to us. And this could be inspired by something that you saw in the content or something that you've been dreaming about for a while that you're looking for granting for. We provide the grant in two parts. The first is a $500 that is sent to you once you're approved. And then the second is the remaining $250 that is sent to you once you submit your follow-up report. There's a bit of a timeline for completion as well. So we do accept pitches on a monthly basis. They are reviewed on the first of the month, and we review them and provide them until all of the grants are handed out. So it is kind of a first come, first serve basis. We do also require that your follow-up report is provided to us within 3 months of your acceptance date. So it does sort of put a timeline as to when you might want to be thinking about applying. You wouldn't necessarily be accepted for your planned activities if you're applying for something in June. Really, it needs to be taking place in the next 3 months. We strive currently to hand out 30 grants over the course of the year, and we are in the process of getting more sponsorships. So hopefully we'll be able to increase that amount to 50 grants over the course of a school year. Like I shared, the final report is to be submitted within 3 months of your approval date. And in regards to who can submit a pitch, we receive them from everyone. Most of them are actually submitted by teachers, but I have actually been seeing that students are starting to write the grant application. And this is actually, I think, a nice learning opportunity to have a student go through the process of asking for money, expressing an idea. And it's really I'm the person on the other end of it, so I do my best to be approachable, and I might ask some questions, but it's always very constructive. Past projects, so we get everything from schoolyard gardens to cleanups, field trips, renewable energy projects, water conservation, composting, hydroponics. Really, it's the sky's the limit in regards to what you can imagine or what you're inspired to do at your schools. I would like to note, though, especially doing those 3-month timeframes, is that we do get a lot of applications that are sort of these gigantic projects that schools are taking on, where you're coming up with the idea now, and a lot of the work is going to be taking place in the spring or the summer. What I do recommend in these situations, because there's that 3-month time frame, is if there's anything immediate that you're applying for money for example, if you need to buy tools to build your garden or seeds or anything in the next 3 months, that there would be an immediate cost for, that's what you should be applying for your grant for. It is nice for us to know that there's a larger project in the works, but to apply for something specific within that project is a nice angle to go about it. And then once the items are purchased, really the follow-up report is we purchase the items and away you go. So something to take into consideration.
So for more information on all of the things that we've talked about today, the Sharing Stories content, the Emerald Awards, and the youth grants, you can head to our website, emeraldfoundation.ca, and everything you need will be on there, as well as the application or the link to the application for the Emerald Youth Grants and for the nomination form for the Emerald Awards, which will be going live on November 1st. And we also encourage you to sign up for our monthly newsletter, Elevate, where you can find out lots of information about what's going on at the Alberta Emerald Foundation, and also find out who will be on the shortlist for the Emerald Awards and who wins. So it's kind of you're able to find out what's going on in a really short newsletter. So we really encourage you to sign up for that. And if you have your phone handy, you can scan the QR code on the screen and it will take you to the form to sign up for that newsletter.